After losing everything I own to the 2019 bushfires in Australia, I've rebuilt my life and plan on travelling to every continent with my Africa twin. Join me on this adventure as I rise from the ashes of my former life. Well, I've just filled up the tank and had a nice pie. It won't be enough, but I'm heading out to Valhalla now, and I'm hoping to have a really lovely lunch at the pub there. And it should take me about 45 minutes to get there. There's lovely, lovely old bridge. That's so cool. Isn't it typical? You get some good music on in the helmet, and you're stuck behind something like this. There we go. Done. Maybe we start that song again, eh? I mean, it was "Please Don't Hold Me Back." Perfect. Up to Never Neverland. So I'm not sure why TwatNav wants me to go down this no-through road here, but hey, I'm game. I'll try it and see what it does, where it goes, because it looks like fun. It's funny because the only thing that I'd put into the TwatNav was to take me to Valhalla, and this is where it's going. And okay, despite the fact that I turned off the ability for it to do music, it's playing the music through that again because I can't control it through the bike. So there you go, Garmin, get rid of the music player, get rid of the bloody phone call support. All I want to come from that is directions, nothing else. I turned it off and it's still doing it. How hard is it to just have a sat-nav? Okay, so here we go. Garmin, just where are you trying to take me? I wanted to go to Valhalla, and that's what I put in. End of road, private driveway, no access to campgrounds. I mean, you know, it's pretty simple, really. I would have thought to just plot a route to Valhalla. It's still trying to take me down and through there, and I don't know what the go is with that. because it's not a road, it's somebody's private property. So like realistically, Garmin, what the hell? That's all I can say. Like really, what the hell? And here we go. Make a U-turn. When possible, make a U-turn. I mean, to be honest, $800 for something that takes you to places that aren't roads? The only reason I bothered following this was just to see what it did. Try and get the music to go back through the bike the way it's supposed to, the way it should do. See, I switched all of that off yesterday. Switched off phone calls, switched off media. And it's still trying to do it. Like really? I want a sat nav, not a multimedia center. So it was trying to make me go somewhere else, despite the fact this is the main road to Valhalla. It's just lucky that I read signs and don't rely on that. It's 11 kilometres down here to Valhalla. Some of this looks like it'll be very, very slippery. Got to take it easy. Got water, sand, all sorts of stuff all over the road. So you can see like here the road hasn't dried out at all today. I mean, it's all still damp. It hasn't rained. I mean, there's a beautiful blue sky up there. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Hasn't rained, which means this is the dew from last night, or what possibly rained from whenever it last rained, which was days ago. But the sun just doesn't get down into here to dry it out. I mean, as you can see here on this corner, there's only slight bits of sun, but lots of moisture on the road. So I can see why they say this is dangerous for motorbikes. Which is, of course, why I didn't really want to be behind that four-wheel drive all the way through. Because I want to see the surface of the road with nothing in my way to be able to see every part of it clearly. And then I can hopefully get through safely and correctly without f***ing it up, basically. And they're way back, like they're nowhere near me, and I'm not going fast. Beautiful terrain though, like wow. Temperature's dropped off quite a bit though. So, welcome to Valhalla Historic Township in Victoria. And there would be the railway station. Oh, look at the old train carriages. Oh, they are so gorgeous. Ha! This lovely little creek running through. No, they do permit camping here. That's kind of cool. And they got mobile service. Wow, that's not bad for a ghost town, right? There's all these houses up the hill there. It's great. We'll definitely be stopping into that pub. Hopefully to get some food if it's open. No, it's closed. Oh, that's sad. Oh, what a shame. Because I was really looking forward to that. Oh my god, I'm going to starve and fade away to nothing. Not likely. I will be very hungry though. Oh, I love the old buildings like that. This township was begun in, I believe it was late 1862. And named after a nearby mine of Valhalla. And also the German Hall of Fame, Valhalla. And the Norse legend of Valhalla. And the town at one point had 4,000 residents here. Gorgeous little place. And today there are just 20 residents. And most of the houses that are here that are left are being or are owned by people, and they are being used as holiday homes and that sort of thing. And the fire station there is actually out over the creek, which is cool as. Valhalla Star Hotel. Long tunnel extended gold mine. We'll go up there in a sec. I just want to go all the way along here first. Look at this gorgeous little place here. It's so cool. This one. Cottage accommodation that you can rent there. There's actually quite a few places here shown on Airbnb. However, they are all quite pricey. None of them offer Wi-Fi. That's beautiful. And of course, I wasn't sure if there was any mobile service here of any description either. So as I wanted to stop somewhere for 2 or 3 nights and do some video editing, of course I need internet access for that. Now, if I'd known that there was full mobile service here and whatever, then it might have been here. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? Like, they're so cute. Chinese Gardens camping ground. Showers, toilets, laundry, fee supply. So during the gold rush, people were drawn to Valhalla from all corners of the world. A small Chinese population was initially attracted here by the lure of gold, soon established market gardens to feed the growing but malnourished population instead. The Chinese originally farmed Small lots within the township, but as Valhalla grew, they were obliged to move when a central location was required for the Valhalla primary school. They soon developed this large, flat and fertile area into a very productive market gardens. Vegetables were grown using an elaborate watering system and a great deal of manual labour. And the Chinese population occupied numerous huts and primitive houses scattered around the gardens. They were keen traders, and produce from Valhalla was taken deep into the ranges by pack horse to supply distant mining settlements. So you can almost imagine the early Chinese settlers here farming this area and probably growing the great, absolutely awesome fruit and vegetables here. Like, it'd be beautiful. And the sound of Chinese echoing off the rocks around here as they yell out to each other while they're cultivating their food and their wares and selling would have been very different in the 1860s. So it makes you wonder, the elaborate watering system they had to get the water out of the creek there would have been quite interesting. I mean, I'm sure nothing remains of it today, which is a shame, because that's the sort of history that's so cool. So on our way back through the town, we'll actually get to see the fire station that's built out over the creek, which is pretty damn cool. And I knew about that long before I came here. So this was the school. Kind of cool. In the period of 1885 to 1908, the mine was one of Australia's principal reef gold producers, being top Victorian producer in 6 of those years. That's pretty impressive from a place out here. So the tracks run into that shed. Interesting. Well, it seems like I turn up at the best times for everything because everything's closed again. But you know. So those tracks run through that shed and then into here. That's cool. Valhalla's Star Hotel. It was probably the place to be back in the day. A little rotunda there. And this here is the fire station. And as you would have just no doubt gotten a glimpse, it's built over the river. Which is kind of cool. It's open for inspection. Good thing about a motorbike, really, isn't it? 1903 Merryweather fire cart. I really shouldn't leave the keys to my bike in the bike. The Valhalla Chronicle newspaper. So up here you can see all the tailings from the mining. So what we've got here is the Valhalla Post and Telegraph office from back in the day. Opened in 1864. According to early statistics, 1,337 items passed through the post office in the first year, but by 1868 this had grown to a staggering 157,383 items. In 1870 the telegraph line was completed, connecting the town to the outside world. To cope with the increased business, a larger building was opened on March 10th, 1886, presumably this building. And until the train arrived in 1910, mail was delivered by a horse-drawn coach. Large crowds would gather outside the building and await its arrival. Overseas mail always caused the greatest excitement. Current buildings survived the disastrous 1888 Township fire after a desperate struggle by the townspeople to stop the fire's spread. So in the early years of the township, the cost of freight into the town was excessive due to its remote location, and a bill was introduced into Victoria's Parliament in October 1884 to propose construction of 1,000 miles of new country rail lines, including a link to Valhalla. But this bill was defeated. In 1887 and 1895, surveyors were conducted to assess the viability of constructing a railway to Valhalla, but it would not be until October the 12th, 1900, the construction of a 2-foot 6-inch narrow gauge railway was approved by Parliament. First train to Valhalla arrived on March 15th, 1910. So we're talking, 30 years, 26 years to actually go from introducing a bill to Parliament and actually getting a train. Following the town's decline, the station building was relocated to Hartwell on Melbourne's suburban network in 1938. The last train left Valhalla on April the 1st, 1944. That's a really narrow gauge line. But it's got full-size engines on it and that sort of thing, so